Hello, hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Duke, and I'm a real estate broker based on Oahu. Today, we're diving into some significant changes coming to real estate practices on our beautiful island. These updates are crucial for both buyers and sellers, so stay tuned. Let's start with a big one. The offer of compensation field is being removed from the MLS, including historical listings. This means you won't see any mention of compensation offered to a buyer's agent on the MLS anymore. This change is designed to promote transparency and fairness in the market. In line with this, offers of compensation from listing brokers or sellers are now prohibited anywhere on the MLS. So how will buyer's agents get compensated? This will now be negotiated directly between the buyer and their agent, promoting open negotiations off the MLS. Some or all these commissions can still come from the seller through concessions to the buyer so that the buyer can compensate their agent. The concessions can still be communicated via the agent remarks section on the MLS. Another key change is that a written buyer agreement is now required before you can tour a home. This ensures that all parties are clear on their roles and expectations from the beginning, enhancing professionalism in the industry. The most important field on that buyer's rep agreement is the minimum commissions to be paid to the agent by the buyer. Listings can no longer be filtered based on the compensation offered to buyer's agents. This encourages agents to focus on finding the best properties for their clients without being influenced by compensation factors. This practice is known as theory, which is one of the practices that the lawsuits were arguing against. In my opinion, I see this playing out in a few ways. If the buyer is able and willing to pay their agent their preset compensation, then it would not matter what the seller is willing to pay. However, some loans do not allow for buyers to compensate their agents, such as FHA or VA. Some first-time buyers may not be able to pay this based on their finances. Previously, these were all wrapped into the purchase price. So I think that despite these changes, steering will still happen in an indirect way. This is because it's human nature to seek the most compensation. Let me explain. For instance, if a seller is unwilling to agree to pay a buyer's agent and the buyer is not able to based on the loan they're using, then the deal is likely to fall apart. This is because most buyer's agents aren't willing to work for free. Therefore, these listings may sit for longer and may require price reductions to match the expectations of the market. The best thing that these sellers can do would be to offer the appropriate concessions and negotiate on the total price, which is very similar to how things have always been, just slightly different in logistics. Agents can no longer advertise their services as free. Instead, buyer's agents' commissions need to be communicated and agreed upon off the MLS. This supposedly makes the process more transparent for consumers. So how will this affect buyer agent commissions? These commissions will now be negotiated on an offer-by-offer basis rather than being preset by the listing agent. If I were a seller, I'd still aim to offer a fair buyer agent commission via seller concessions to stay competitive, but it's ultimately negotiable and up to the seller. The reasons for these changes are to align with the intent of the NAR settlement and encourage open negotiations between sellers and buyers for broker compensation off the MLS, typically through the buyer's offer. Brokers can still use agent remarks to provide concessions that may include buyer-broker compensation. Therefore, it can still be done in the same way as before, but in an indirect way. To wrap up, these changes are intended to create a more transparent and competitive market. In practice, the biggest change is that the buyer's agent commissions are no longer preset by the listing agent and seller, but are to be negotiated via the purchase contract on an individual offer basis. Whether you're buying or selling, it's crucial to stay informed and work closely with your real estate professional to navigate these new rules. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.